This is preferredfutures.com. You're on the course Self-Compassion. This is Lesson 4, Inner Voice. The previous lessons looked at ways in which we can entertain kind thoughts about ourselves. This lesson examines the pitfalls and opportunities presented through our inner voice. The science of psychology is a little unclear as to exactly how inner voices, thoughts, unconscious processes, and self-chatter work. Fortunately, however, there is more evidence and understanding of how simple activities can help to moderate these inner processes and move them gently towards a positive and healthier frame of mind. The reading activity in this lesson is a blog entry from healthline.com which examines these ideas in more detail. On a biological level, quite a lot of our lives are carried out on an unconscious level, in particular through the autonomic nervous system. This regulates involuntary processes, including heart rate, blood pressure, respiration, digestion, and urination and sexual arousal. Basic animal functions, really. Dr. Kristen Neff argues that humans have evolved two main safety systems. The first is the threat defense system, which involves the amygdala and the limbic system, sometimes called the lizard brain. The second is the attachment affiliation system, which is particularly strong in mammals. When we sense danger, our response is typically fight, flight, freeze, or submit. This is the threat defense system in action. Outcomes of this instinctive system are to fight the threat, attempt to run away, freeze to minimize attention, or become extremely placid in the hope that the threat will not see us as a threat. These strategies are well suited to animals living in the wild. However, life in the 21st century is, in general, a much safer place, and so the reactions are usually misplaced. In fact, they often just make things worse. Neff adds that the threat we're usually facing is a threat to our self-concept. We confuse our thoughts and representations of ourselves for our actual selves, meaning that when our self-image is under siege, we react as if our very existence is threatened, kind of like an angry animal. This cognitive distortion of the situation, our reaction to the way we see the situation, and the threat defense system kicking in, explains the unhealthy ways some people react. For instance, our inner critical voice that judges, criticizes, or simply puts us down, whether or not the self-criticism is justified, this is the fight reaction being employed in an unhelpful way. Others choose flight to avoid the situation, often through numbing out or using distractions like food, gambling, shopping, or alcohol. If we get stuck in rumination, continuously thinking about the same worries, then this is the freeze strategy coming into play. And finally, there is submit, inaccurately conceding that we're no good and accepting all the external as well as the internal criticism. All four strategies are natural. They are all unconscious reactions to ward off danger. However, when triggered frequently, and most likely inaccurately, they can eventually lead to anxiety and depression, undermining our physical and emotional well-being. Still, understanding that these reactions are both natural and on rare occasions helpful allows us to be kind and compassionate to this part of ourselves. The activity in this lesson, called How Would You Treat a Friend, is aimed at reducing, through self-awareness, these automatic responses as well as increasing self-compassion. Neff writes on her website that mammals have the innate capacity to be soothed by warmth and affection, meaning that our young are likely to stay near caregivers, be protected, and survive. The caregiving system deactivates the sympathetic nervous system, fight or flight, and activates the parasympathetic nervous system, which calms us down. Being in a state of emotional safety is much more beneficial than activating the amygdala. It reduces our stress and anxiety rather than increasing it. The parasympathetic nervous system is also known as the rest and digest mode, which provides a clue that making decisions and judgments in this emotionally safe state is favourable to making decisions when thinking fight or flight. The last activity, supportive touch, is designed to shift our response towards the attachment affiliation system. Millions of years of evolution has resulted in humans being the most adaptable, intelligent, and arguably most compassionate of all animals. At times, though, we need to turn that compassion inwards and care for our inner reptile, mammal, angry child, or whatever it is that tries to tell us we're still not good enough. Have a great day.